Ladies, gentlemen, I'm here to speak on the mixtape mixologist made by myself, DJester. What you're gonna hear is all Januz, a.k.a. Capi music, English, Spanish, sounds from anywhere and everywhere. It all came from me. Nobody else working on this. I remember when I first came out here, I didn't even know how to produce. I didn't even know how to put a beat together. I didn't even know what the other side of the studio looked like. It might discredit me when I say, look, I could do beats for you. But hey, man, hear what I'm talking about. That's all my music speaks for itself. See what I'm talking about. Hear what I'm talking about. This is not something that you're going to hear and it's little easy 1 2 3 beats type things, because I get real difficult with it and I get real creative with it. I get with it. I say my thing just becomes. It just becomes. I was never taught. I never had a lesson on no instruments. I play you full notes in this mixologist mixtape. You could hear a lot of the instruments, whole notes. You hear a lot of things there. The beats, the producing, everything, the engineering, everything that I did. Nobody, you could go all the way from elementary all the way to now. Nobody ever taught me. I didn't even know when I got the studio. I got a skimpy studio. I got for a few $100, right? From that, I came up with all the beats, everything that you hear. I did everything except for that one, Nordica, Nuestra Canción. That I did on my phone. I had the Andrew phone, and I had an app. I seen the guitar, and I started playing the guitar. From there, I took my phone to the studio. I paid for studio time. I paid for a producer, and I had taken that beat I made on my phone into the studio, and I had taken that beat out and put it in the studio. And then I recorded over it. That beat was made on my phone. Nordica. Check it out. Nordica, Nuestra Canción. And I had no experience. Otherwise, just being in the booth with a recording with the mic. I didn't know what happened in the other side of the studio. When I got my studio, I didn't know what to do. I had a 2 weeks deadline with somebody I had to work with over here in Spain. I left New York in February. By the end of March, I had to see somebody, to work with somebody, and I had 2 weeks to give them an idea of something of what I wanted it to sound. El Jangueo was what we was gonna work on, and actually that's what I came up with thinking when I was thinking about Glammies and how she came up with her own business, and I wanted to make that song to be for that, for people that take chances in life and takes risk in life, to take charge of what they stand for and what they believe in. And that's what the song is about. So I made that, but I had the lyrics. I had something. I had what it was gonna sound. I didn't have nothing when it came to beats and stuff. I didn't even know how to make beats. I didn't even know what was the first thing to do when I even look in the studio. So I had 2 weeks to just come up with something, right? But the thing is, I had Sophia, Rosemary's Baby, coming up. Her name wasn't Sophia at the time because it was a surprise. Daniel, which is Rosemary's husband, has said he wanted to keep it on the low until she was born. And then she was born and it became Sophia. What a blessed name. It's beautiful. But at the time, she was all I was thinking about. So instead of making the beat for El Jangueo, I actually came up with putting instruments together, making the sound for Hijita Mía. So I was supposed to be doing something, and I couldn't do it because I had Sophia in my mind the whole time. And Sophia was the first official beat on a all studio, done in the studio and everything. That was my first official beat that I ever made on the studio. And from there, that just gave me the that just gave me I did it with a lot of love because I know Rosemary was gonna give birth, and I have Rosemary's song also, which is Rodal Minutos. Everything was all the beats, everything I came up with in the line of the 2 weeks that I had to go and give this guy the idea. I didn't even have an idea. I had the whole beat done for El Hangueo. I had the whole beat done for Census. I had the whole beat done for the whole album before the 2 weeks that I had to go see this producer. I had all these beats done. So I said I didn't even call him. I didn't even call him. Because by the time I had to call him, I saw I had the whole album already there, just ready to record, just put my vocals. I did this thing, no lie, in less than 2 weeks, probably like a week and some. All these beats that you hearing afterwards with the whole mix, because I continue to do music, right? And everything else was done overnight. It was done overnight. Even the most complicated one, everything was done overnight because I put my heart to this, and I have a passion. Even though I never did this in my life, what you know of me, if anything, that I done poetry and I done stand-up poetry. That's just words, you know. Before growing up, I did a little something for the people to spit and freestyle with. Maybe I had a studio in my head. I always had a studio in my head. But growing up, I always listened to music. Music was something that, you know, I was born and raised with. And, you know, I did a lot of dancing and a lot of listening to music, just like anybody else. Just like you, that you wanna, when you in your house you listen to music, or you on your phone anyway and you listen to music and stuff on your MP3 or whatever, or you go clubbing and stuff like that, you listen. I'm just like that. Nothing extra, nothing. I had nobody show me how to produce or nothing. I didn't even get to practice what I was doing. Everything was just done. It became. So I have more time here, and I'm gonna give it that time. And to tell you the truth, it wasn't even rushed. I wasn't rushing because I had 2 weeks. If it was something for me to be rushing, I would have been working on El Hangueo, but my mind wasn't on that. My mind was I had to do this song Hijita Mia, because that's all I felt like doing, and it just came to me. And after that, the next beat came. After that, the next beat came. After that, the next beat came. The next beat came. The next beat came. Let me mind you, from the time that I'm here, like, it's about 6 months. In those 6 months, I had moved to 3 places. I've already traveled to Italy, came back, and finished 2 albums, put it together in a mixtape, and I'm right now that's what, you know, I done the promotion. I was out doing promoting, doing a lot of things. And I just want to say that I have never ever attempted, not even tried to even understand how even to put a beat together. So when I had 2 weeks to do one thing on this, I got my studio, paid a few $100s, and it might discredit because I'm telling you I'm gonna produce this and I could do this for you. But at the same time, if you are listening to it and you are listening to the music, you'll be like, okay, this dude whipped this out in a week, and he never even touched the studio, never even touched the button. If you go on my history, never even had a teacher teach me no lessons on working with instruments, getting notes and stuff. Never, not one note, nothing. So all he knew was some poetry and You know, he grew up listening to music, just like you listening to music. So that might tell you, I could whip this out like this. And then you might say, hey, anybody could do something like this. Okay, but get this, I'm not anybody. And if it was like this, I'll be hearing a lot of, I listen to music just like you. I'll be hearing a lot of stuff that I could appreciate. But that's not the case. I appreciate what I do because I know I put the love in it, and this is not just, oh, I'm just doing the beats because I just want to do it. You know what I mean? I had love. I had this thing that I had to do this beat for Sophia. I had to do this music for Sophia. I had to do this for Rosemary, right? From there, it just it just became, everything just came, and that's how it came about. So yeah, that's what is.